Hello everyone and welcome to the relaunch of Comic Talk, and basically this is a podcast. I think so I can't call it that. I did when I first started my channel, but I stopped doing it because I didn't really have much of subscribers. I didn't really have much of people who were following my channel, so I kind of stopped there, and I didn't really do any of them until today. I was thinking about it like for almost a week to get it back, to start it all over again. I think so. It might be something different. I'm gonna be adding more and more to it. I'm gonna be putting a lot of work on it. Hopefully, you guys gonna enjoy it. So basically, what is this all about? What is the Comic Talk is all about? It's gonna be about comics, anything related to comics. It's going to be about TV shows, movies. But in this first episode, I'm not going to be including any TV shows or movies for this episode. But hopefully the next one's going to be including a lot of different stuff. And yeah, I'm doing this one alone because I don't really have anyone to discuss with. Like, all my friends are not into comics and all that stuff, and the other ones, like, I know a lot of people on the internet and from YouTube, but our timing is kind of different. They're busy with their own stuff. I can't really force them to do a podcast with me, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it on my own. Talk about 7 things. I already listed down 7 things I want to talk about it with you people. I want to know what are your thoughts on it. I really want to connect with you. I really want to get to know what you guys think of all this happening in this comic book world. And I got one bonus thing in this episode. I'm going to be talking about the back issue that I read quite some time ago, and I really want to suggest it to you people to go ahead and pick it up because I think it's really worth it. So first thing I'm going to be talking about in this episode is Moon Knight, the first volume, the first one that was written by Warren Ellis, and the art was done by Declan Shalvey. Hopefully I pronounced their names right. They finally finished the first run for Moon Knight, which was basically from issue number 1 to issue number 6. I already did my reviews on these 6 issues. You can check out the 6 issues combined together on the other channel that I'm connected to, which is called Comic Book Bros. I'm gonna put a link right down below. You can go ahead and check out my review on it. The run was amazing, to be quite honest. I really loved it, but it had one downfall, and it was only one-shot issues. It wasn't a story arc, so that thing kind of affected the book and the team that was working the book. I really loved the team and what they did with the character. They gave him a lot of different costumes, a lot of different stories, a lot of different backgrounds about him. We didn't really know much about Moon Knight, but we kind of got connected to him, or that's how I felt about him. There's this ending, the issue number 6 that was done by this team. It was just a great ending. They introduced a character that called Black Spectre, and he basically had the same mask as Moon Knight. He became obsessed with Moon Knight and becoming someone like Moon Knight. He wanted to become the next big thing in his city. And he was a police officer. He cut off a lot of stuff just to be the man he is right now. And of course, it was a great fight. Moon Knight always had these quotes in the end of every single issue. Like, I remember this one from an issue. I can't really remember which issue, but Moon Knight basically told the thugs that he was fighting, "When you see me coming, you better run." I was like, oh fuck, this is fucking great. Moon Knight is basically something like Batman. He has the gadgets, he has the ability to fight. He's just brilliant as well. He's a genius guy. That's how I see him. So far the books that showed me that he is a brilliant guy, and he came back from the dead. He came back from the dead by some Egyptian god or something. I don't really have the backstory because I didn't really care for it, to be quite honest. It was kind of complicating for me. I wanted to get a better origin story, but I just didn't. Anyway, leave the origin story for some other time. I might do a video on it and talk about it, but I want to talk about the new team that's going to be writing and doing Moon Knight. And basically the new team is including Brian Wood. He did DMZ. I saw this book on Comixology, but I just didn't really pick it up because I didn't really have much information about it. I didn't really see people talking about this book, but I think it's a popular book. I think a lot of people know about it. or something. I just don't have much of information about it. I wanted to do a background check, but they already had a preview of the first 4 pages of Moon Knight and how it's gonna look like. And I took a look at the art that was done by Greg Smallwood. Hopefully that's how they pronounce his name. Yeah, he did the art on a book called Dream Thief. Actually, I never heard of the book, but I looked on the art. The art was kind of cool. It wasn't really bad, but it had a downfall. The villains kind of had these clothes on, but the clothes were kind of having these cubic shapes. It was just cubic things. It's something like censored. I don't know why, but I think that's the kind of art that he does. The writing was okay. I want to see the whole story to judge it before judging only by the 4 first pages. It might have a good cliffhanger. And the description said that they're going to be preparing something really big, something really awesome, the story arc. It's going to be a new story arc for Moon Knight. So I'm pretty much looking forward to it. I want to see how is it going to go out for Moon Knight, because I really love the character so far. Like the first run of Warren Ellis, he just made me love the character, and I want to see more of him. Like, seriously guys, if you want to pick up a book, if you want something with action, to do anything with action, just go ahead and pick that book up. Moon Knight issue 1 to 6 is just fucking great. Pick it up, you won't regret it. You can check out my review on it, and you won't really understand half of the issues, because I got confused when I was reading a few of the issues. Like there was this one issue that it was some kind of a dream world issue. I didn't really know what was going on, but I kept reading it. It was kind of a weird issue to me, but still I kept reading it. So that was pretty much for the Moon Knight run, issue number 1 to 6. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of nervous. That's why, I'm just running out of words. But hopefully I'll, get back to it, get better words. So yeah, next one gonna be a Detective Comics, the new run that was done by Francis Manapul and Brian Bucaletto. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, they did a new run for Detective Comics from issue number 30 through 34, and the name was I Curse. So I jumped on the book on issue number 30 of Detective Comics, and the moment I knew that Francis Manapul is going to be doing the art and the writing, I was like, man, I'm going to get on the book, I'm going to read it, because he did a great job on The Flash, the new 52. I really loved it. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see how he's going to take Detective Comics and how he's going to make it look like. What does he have planned for Batman, how he's going to look like. And it was a pretty good story arc. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't that bad, but it had its downfalls. It kind of felt like the Flash first volume. The Flash first volume was basically about his friend kind of getting cloned and killed or something. He was running out of life or something. I can't remember the volume or what was the story arc about, but the first volume didn't really include any main villains. He kind of created his own main villain. Francis Manapul did that, and he did the same thing for Detective Comics, which was pretty cool. And basically, throughout the run from 30 to 34, I kind of felt that Francis has been planting hints or Easter eggs for a new Robin. I don't know, I just felt like, because there's this girl who's called Annie. She is the daughter of Elena, who died in issue number 31 or 30. I can't remember which issue, but basically that's where superheroes start. Their parents die, they're gonna want to get revenge, and she's basically a motorbiker. She has these moves, some kind of a show. She does some kind of show thing. So I felt like, yeah, she could be the next Robin. She could replace Damien or something. And he even hinted for the new story arc in issue number 34. I'm not sure if it's gonna be this villain, but I think so. He is gonna be this villain. Anarchy. We saw the Anarchy sign on the wall, and I basically felt like Francis Manapul is gonna be giving us an Anarchy story arc, which I'm pretty much looking forward to it if it is Anarchy, because I I liked Anarchy and Be Aware the Batman, the new animated series of DC Comics, and I wanted to see more of him and to see him fighting off Batman. I think he's a pretty interesting character, and I want to see how Francis Manapul want to handle him, and of course, as I said, the Icarus run was kind of good. It had its fall downs, I didn't really like, for example, the guy, the conflicts that has been going on between the guy who was, I think so, Holter, and the other gang. And I didn't really understood the part where we saw this guy who's called Johnny. He kind of flew off to somewhere else, and he was actually infected by something. And I really hope he gets included in the new or in the future of Detective Comics, because I think he's gonna be a pretty interesting character. He might be a new supervillain for Batman. And yeah, that was pretty much. I just wanted to talk about the hints that he was throwing every now and then. I really wanted to talk about the villain, who could be the villain for the new story arc of Detective Comics. I would really love it if it was Anarchy. If it wasn't, I don't know who we're gonna planning on doing. Riddler is already done. Joker is already done. Maybe he could do, I don't know, Mr. Freeze or something. That would be cool. So yeah, that was pretty much for Detective Comics. From 30 to 34, Icarus, I already did a full review combined together on Comic Book Bros. You could check out my review down there below. I'm gonna link it right down below. And yeah, I don't think so you're gonna regret it, but FYI, don't pick up the annual of Batman if you're not a big fan of Batman. Just don't pick it up, because that annual is kind of a useless annual. You don't really need to pick it up. It doesn't have to do anything with Icarus, and the art was kind of shitty. Not shitty, but so there was the good parts and there was the bad parts of the art. So just try to stay away from the annual if you're not that big fan of Batman. Next on, we got Black Widow and the Punisher crossover, which I've been looking forward to. The moment they announced it, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna rock, Black Widow and Punisher, they're gonna do a good team. And I actually even liked the team up that happened in a movie where we had Black Widow and the Punisher. And of course, I was like, this is gonna rock, and I'm gonna read it and shit. And of course, I started with Black Widow, issue number 9 it was, and I read it, and I didn't really like it, to be quite honest. I only liked the last part of the issue. The whole first, few pages were just boring. I didn't really like them. It included the Punisher, but it didn't really include him as much as I wanted to see him included in the issue. But other than that, I didn't really like the Black Widow issue number 9 book. But on the other hand, the Punisher was a better book. The crossover that happened between him and Black Widow was way much better. And the cliffhanger of the Punisher was interesting as well. It just makes you feel like picking up the next issue and knowing how he's gonna do it. So what basically happened in the Punisher, go ahead and check out my review on it, and you will know in details. But basically, I'm gonna give you a hint right now. He got prisoned in the end of the issue. How? Go ahead and check it out. I already explained it in my end-up review. I think so you're gonna love the Punisher issue number 9 more than you're gonna love Black Widow issue number 9. Because from my side, I would tell you people to leave Black Widow issue number 9. Do not pick it up. If you're not a big fan of Black Widow, just don't pick up the book. It was just useless to me, and I think you should pick up issue number 10 instead of picking up issue number 9. Just leave issue number 9 for this month. Leave it alone. Don't pick it up, because issue number 9 was a pretty interesting book for the Punisher, but not Black Widow. Black Widow, the cliffhanger was pretty good, because someone, an old friend, got her lawyer under his command. He's basically a hostage or something. So I'm pretty much looking forward to it, and seeing how she's gonna react to it, how she's gonna free him. So next on, as I said, it's the bonus of this episode, and it's basically the back issue of Batman issue number 369. This is basically an issue where we got Julia Pennyworth and Alfred Pennyworth in the issue. and we basically got a villain, which is a classical villain of Batman. It was Deadshot, and it was a pretty good issue, to be quite honest. I'm gonna give my review right here, right now on it. I'm not gonna go really in depth with it, but we basically see that Deadshot is chasing Julia because she has information on someone, and that someone that she has information on is basically dead, or that's what they thought. And later on we saw that Pennyworth found that there's going to be too dangerous. That's why he called the Batman, and that's where we saw that Batman came back to to England, I think so it was. Or no, it was in Paris. Yeah, it was in Paris, and that's where actually Batman saved Alfred and Julia. And Deadshot has been captured by Batman at the end of the issue, and that's where Batman asked him who sent you to kill them, and that's where he told him the guy's name that was actually, or was supposed to be, dead. And I was like, oh fuck, now this is fucking amazing. It was a big, great twist, and I really loved it. And I was like, I'm gonna read the next issue, but then I looked down and it said it's in Detective Comics. So they didn't really mention which issue, so I felt kind of weird or bad about it, because I really wanted to see how they're going to react to that and how Batman going to get his hands on that guy. So if any one of you guys know which issue they were talking about, please let me know right down below. I really want to read the story. I really want to know how it ended. And yeah, if you have enough money to spare it on this back issue, I think it's gonna be amazing issue. You're gonna love it. The twist in the end, it was just freaking amazing. The writing was amazing as well. Actually, even Batman, the way he kind of threw his bangarang, hopefully that's, no, not bangarang, anyway, whatever they call it, he threw that thing on Julia, and from Julia it kind of affected Deadshot, and that's how he got actually captured, which was pretty tricky and pretty smart. I really loved it. So yeah, if you wanna see more of it, I'm gonna maybe, I don't know, upload a review, a special review for this episode, for this issue. If you like it, please thumbs up, and I might upload it, just thumbs up for the bonus one. So next topic I want to be talking about is the indie comics that no one gives a fuck about anymore. There are a lot of indie comics out there that deserve more, more readers. They deserve more readers. They deserve more people to read their books. Of course, not everyone is into the indie comics. Most of them are into DC or Marvel. It's either these two companies, but from my side, I really like to try stuff out, and I wanted to give you guys some books that you could get on. It's like only the 4 issues. They're only in 4th issue or the 2nd issue, so I think it's a pretty good time for you to jump on these indie comics and start reading them. So I'm gonna start with this book that has been published by Image, and this book is basically called Nail Biter, and to be quite honest, it's one of my favorite books out there. It's about 16 serial killers that has actually been raised and came from a small town in the US. And there was this guy who was curious about why there are 16 serial killers came from that particular town. That's where he went to investigate, and that's where he went missing. After that, his friend, Finch, he goes looking for his friend, who I think so goes by the name Carol, and that's where we see stuff happens to him. I'm not going to spoil everything because I already did it on my reviews. You can go ahead and check it out. And, he just keeps looking for his friend until he found him in issue number 4, but he didn't really find him in the way that, everyone expected. He was like, just messed up. I'm just going to leave you with that. So another book that I think has been published by Image Comics, I think so it is. It's called Spread, and basically this book is talking about Earth being infected with these worms. I think so, yeah, that's the main story that is going on. But other than that, we have a main character that is called N-O, and we have another character that is called Hope. She's a little baby that, when she cries, basically she kills off these spread worms, and basically she is the only hope for Earth, which I'm pretty much looking forward to because I already read issue number 2, and issue number 2, boom, blew me off. It was just an amazing issue. It's just freaking great. I really want to read more about Spread. And of course, there's another new character I think is going to be introduced in issue 3 as a main character. I'm not sure, but I think so. And that character is going to be Molly. She is the girl who's going to be feeding Hope, which is only like a little girl, and I think it's really worth to pick up. The book is really bloody. A lot of stuff happened in it. I think it's just a great book for anyone who wants to get on sci-fi and bloody-ish stuff. And yeah, that was pretty much for Spread. So another book I want to talk about, and it's Outcast. This book is amazing. The first issue was just full of action, full of magician and dark stuff, and exorcism as well, which I really love. It's my kind of books I want to read more about. And I kind of liked the first issue. The second issue was kind of a slow issue. It was more about the past of the main character. But basically, it's all about a guy who can exorcise, demons out of people, and he can save them with his powers. And he doesn't only work alone. No, he's working with a priest who has the same ability. He kind of got trained. He kind of taught himself how to do these stuff. And I think it's a pretty much good book to be picked up by anyone who loves these kind of stuff. So finally, I'm going to be talking about this book that has been one of my favorite books so far, and it's called Rai. It's basically published by Valiant Entertainment, and this book is just a freaking amazing book. I can't stop talking about it, to be quite honest. It's just an amazing book. It's all about this guy who's half human, half android, and he's basically the guy who keeps the new developed Japan in 3,000 years from now. I don't know how many years from now, but he's the guy who keeps Japan safe. He's the guy who's working under his father, and we basically learn a lot of stuff about the character throughout all these 3 issues that came out already, and I really love it. The art is just amazing in the book. You're gonna love every inch of it. It's just an amazing book. It has an amazing writing. It's just too good to not be picked. I really feel bad for these indie comics that don't really get picked up. I really want more people to get attracted, and they need to get more attention by these readers, because Ray is just an amazing book. I would really love to see more people talking about it, and you can check out my first 3 reviews on the issue. I'm gonna put in the links right down below. God, I'm getting tired, and you can watch them. And that was pretty much for the indie comics that you should get on, that you should people start reading. Even though you don't like indie comics, I think these are kind of different, something new for your pickup list. Next one, I'm going to be talking about Earth 2, issue number 26, and holy amazing. Tom Taylor finally ended the lifespan of Superman. I don't know why does he hate Superman. Even in Justice Gods Among Us, he just made him the worst guy ever. And I gotta say, the ending of issue number 26 was amazing. The stuff that happened in issue number 26 was amazing of Earth 2. And if you're not reading this book, go ahead and read it, because I guarantee you're going to finish the book just in 1 week, and you're going to catch up in no time, because this book just won't let you stop reading, Basically, what happened in Earth 2, they kind of destroyed Superman. Val Zod destroyed Superman. Finally, Superman is dead. But when he died, we discovered that he wasn't Clark Kent, Superman, the one that we always knew. He wasn't the one who was fighting off these people. But I think it was Bizarro. So I was like, okay, now that's pretty interesting, and I wanted to see more of it. And that's where everything went and calmed down. The Earth became all good, and basically we had our Justice League or Justice Society. I don't know what to call it, but basically they're already united after defeating Superman. Val is the new Superman for the Justice Society, and Bedlam is basically preparing to take Earth to Darkseid himself. So all stuff happening, in this book, and I think so it's all going to be connected to new feature ends, and it's all going to be connected to the new Earth 2 book that's going to be published weekly. So I think there's a lot of connection going to happen between Earth 2 and New Future Ends and this new weekly comic book that's gonna be published. And why am I saying it's gonna be connected to New Future Ends? Because Lois Lane, in the end of New Future Ends issue number 14, it was, I think so, yeah. She basically saw herself, Lois Lane. She saw Lois Lane as Red Tornado in Earth 2. So I think it's gonna be connected somehow. Maybe Lois Lane from Earth 2 gonna meet Lois Lane from Earth Prime. So I think that's gonna be amazing. I think that's gonna be just freaking amazing. Batman meeting Batman. To Tim Bray. No, hold on. What was the father's name of Bruce Wayne? Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne gonna be meeting Bruce Wayne. So like, imagine what's gonna happen between these two. They were like, "I'm Batman." I was like, oh, "Okay, now that's fucking amazing." And I think that's gonna be just fucking amazing. Next on, I'm gonna be talking about my last topic about this video, because I've been going on for like 26 minutes. Holy fuck! I never even talked that much with my friends. I'm so sorry if I wasted your time. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed it so far. If you did, please thumbs up. These thumbs up that you're gonna give me, I think they're gonna just encourage me to keep on going and doing them weekly instead of monthly or something. So the seventh topic I'm gonna be talking about, and it's the final one, it's Grayson, the new 52 book that has been launched recently, and it's only on its second issue. Why do I want to talk about it? Because there are a lot of people hating on the book, and personally, I love the book. I don't really hate it. But one thing I hate about it, the main story that I want to see in the book is the secret identity of the superheroes. It's not some mecha weapons. I want to see the secret identity of these heroes. I wanted to kind of, see where Dick gonna go with his investigation, how he gonna tell Bruce about what's happening. I really want to see that in the issue. That's all I want to say about Grayson, because the book itself so far, it's pretty cool. I like the Grayson being all this mysterious agent working for this agency, working under this weird guy who has a weird face. We don't know who is he, but he seems pretty interesting. We don't know why he want to take down the Justice League or the superheroes, but I'm pretty much looking forward to them. I don't know what to say. The build-up is kind of cool. The Midnighter story is kind of cool, but I feel that it has been repeated a lot of times. Like, for the ones who read Grifter from the New 52, they gotta know that Grifter had this conflict between him and Midnighter, and it was like too long. It took too long to fix it, but it was cool. It was good between them. But I don't know how it's gonna be with Dick and Midnighter. I really want to see a different character fighting Dick. I don't want to see Midnighter, So let me know, guys. Like, do you think Grayson is doing a good job so far, and it's on the second issue? Do you really think it's worth picking up? Please let me know, because I'm picking it up. I might stop picking it up if they didn't really pick up their game and go with the story that everyone want to see. Like, why is this guy after these superheroes' identities? That's what I want to see. That's what everyone want to see, and I'm sure of that. So that was pretty much, guys, for my comic talk. I talked about 7 different topics. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I want to see all your thoughts about these 7 different topics that we talked about right down below. I would really love that. I would really love thumbs up from you guys. This would show me that you guys enjoyed it, and it's just gonna encourage me to do it weekly. I would really love to do it weekly for you guys, and hopefully the next week we're gonna be talking about a lot of different stuff. Hopefully I will, hopefully even I'm gonna be reading a bonus issue. It might be Iron Man. I don't know, maybe it might be a volume, a full freaking volume. I might review a freaking volume on this show, but so far so good. I think so. 30 minutes of talking. I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully I didn't bore you up. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Maybe in the near future, if this thing kept on going and if you guys kept on supporting me, I'm gonna be maybe having few guests on the show. Who knows? Hopefully, let's hope for that. So thank you all guys for watching. Let me know what are your thoughts, and see you guys around. Take care.